everyone, welcome to our channel Mantrana Consulting. Mr. Rajan Sinha. What is the psychometrics all about?
Psychometrics is a combination of two words, psycho plus metrics,
Okay.
which means basically measurement of mental states.
What do these tests basically reveal?
Broadly speaking, there are two categories. One are those which measure different kinds of cognitive abilities.
Okay.
The other category is that which relates to behavior, personality, motivations, values, and preferences, and so on.
Okay. And who can write these tests? Do you have an age limit? A child can also write the test?
Normally speaking, these tests should not be filled up by person below 14 years.
How are these tests actually used?
In industry, these tests are used in talent acquisition and talent development.
Considering people are largely using it for their hiring purposes. So, are they going to be taking up these tests before they finalize on a candidate or after they have finalized a candidate?
There are two stages. One is before interview, that you can see where the person is on different competencies and then use the interview for validation. But because the number of people being initially screened may be much larger, and obviously psychometric tests cost also, so many organizations use them for shortlisted candidates, say 2, 3, 4, 5.
What are the common myths that you have experienced over the past which actually stops people from taking up these psychometric tests?
Sometimes they feel that people can fake and therefore the results may not be reliable. Some people have had bad experiences with some tests. Some people are not familiar with how the tests work and what is the utility of these tests. So because of lack of knowledge, they don't use it.
Is it any way possible that people can really fake these tests as per a desired or an undesirable result?
All standard international tests have a provision where they are able to find out what we call impression management score, which reveals to what extent the person has tried to present a personality or its aspect which is not in reality.
So, on an average, how much time does it take for one to write these tests?
All international tests, the test taking time may vary between 10 minutes to 1 hour or so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And are these tests on on a paper pencil or you do it online?
They're all online.
If you could also give us some understanding about what are the languages that possibly one can have in India, especially where people can write these tests.
All international tests are available in most of the international languages. Yes, if we talk about vernacular languages in India, there are some tests which are available in Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and so on.
During our conversation, you also mentioned that besides the talent acquisition, one can also use these test results for talent development. So, would you throw us some light on how one can potentially use these results?
In talent development, these tests can be used in identifying the gaps in competencies, and based on that, the organizations can decide whether these gaps are to be filled up through training or additional experiences or coaching or whatever.
Is it a mandatory requirement for reader of these tests to be an assessor?
Majority of tests generate a report which can be read by lay person. Yes, there are tests, for example, Hogan, which require independent interpretation by a trained assessor before the report can be given to a lay person.
How long does the test result remain valid for an individual?
Normally, it is recommended that one can live with the results for 2 years before requesting the person to take it up again if need be.
How does one identify which test to choose from?
For an individual to choose will be difficult, but if one goes to an assessor which is well versed only in one test or certified in only in one test, then that assessor will try to sell that particular test as a panacea for everything.
Okay.
So find out somebody who has certifications, or an organization which has certifications in a number of tests, then that person in an organization will be able to tell you which is the right test for you, depending upon your need as well as budget.
How much time on an average one takes to get the result?
Test results are normally generated almost immediately after taking the test. But certain high-level tests required analysis before they can be passed on to the users. So they take about 2 hours. Normally, we should keep in mind about 24 hours difference.
Do you have tests for teams? And if so, what does one interpret, or what are the kind of test result one will get from these team assessments?
Yes, there are special tests. For example, Belbin is especially relevant for team assessments, where you can find out the team effectiveness, what are the gaps in its working.
How do you advocate the fact of reliability of these tests?
Every standard test will have its validity and reliability data.
Okay.
If a person wants, then one can ask the assessor or the vendor.
Do you recommend the free tests that are available online? And if so, which are the ones that you do?
Free tests are good for party. It is dangerous because interpreting something wrong for a personality can actually have the potential of damaging personality.
What is the sort of cost one would look at from these tests?
Any standard test will cost between 2,000 rupees to 30,000.
So, but why should one spend more if one is getting the same information from a cheaper source?
It depends on the requirement, the depth of information required. If my budget is less, then I will settle for a trade-off in terms of the depth of information. If you are recruiting a person who is going to handle a 100 crore company, a few thousand rupees this side, that side doesn't matter. Because if you hire a wrong person, the cost of hiring a wrong person can be huge.
What would you like to share with our viewers your experience about how clients actually felt after using these tests?
Essentially, interview has a very limited reliability in terms of assessing behaviors. So this is an additional input, and any organization which gets used to having used this input and using that input, this input, normally does not go back to not using.
Okay.
Unless somebody has had a bad experience with a particular assessor and may feel that there was something wrong with the test rather than with the assessor.
So thank you so much, and thank you viewers for watching us. If you have liked your video, please press the like button or share a comment on the comment section. Thank you.